Deep in the Desert. This is the title, author, and illustrator. And this book is special because a lot of the poems, you can sing them like songs. Deep in the Desert. Deep in the desert, down in a mine, bats are all sleeping till it is time. Time for the sunset, time to go dine. Bats are all sleeping till it is time. Bats love the nectar of cactuses tall. Sip from the flowers, visit them all. Visit them all, bats, visit them all. Sip cactus flowers, visit them all. Bats love the nectar, but don't you know, cactuses need bats to help them grow. Flower to flower, pollen they sow. Cactuses need bats to help them grow. Deep in the desert, down in a mine, bats are all sleeping till it is time. Time for the sunset, time to go dine. Bats are all sleeping till it is time. What do you notice about these bats? What do they eat for food? Why do the flowers need them to grow? How do the bats help the cactuses? Over in the desert. Over in the desert, in the sun, in the sand, lives a little group of meerkats you can call a clan. Dig, said a meerkat. We dig, said the band. We dig a shady burrow. In the sun, in sand. Over in the desert, in the sand, in the sun, hunt the little clan of meerkats, that is all but one. Bark, says the meerkat. Go hide, everyone. A bark means there is danger in the sand, in the sun. Over in the desert, baby meerkats play. The pups all chase and tumble. It's the meerkat way. Pounce, says a pup. We pounce, they all say. So while their sitter watches, baby meerkats play. So they have a sitter who makes sure that they're safe. Do you remember what a bark means? It means that everyone has to do what? Because there is danger. And this is their burrow. A burrow is a place that you can dig, that animals use as a house. Desert tortoise. This is a tortoise. Desert tortoise, may I come inside? The sun is hot, I need to hide. Come in my burrow for a shady rest. There is room for everyone, so please be my guest. Desert tortoise, may I come inside? The sun is hot, I need to hide. There's a tortoise and a hare. What story do you know about them? This is a really fun one I think you guys will like. It's called You're a Fennec Fox. Do you have big ears? Do they help with what you hear? Can they turn from side to side? Can you hear both far and wide? Do they keep you nice and cool like a clear, refreshing pool? Do you have big ears? If you do, then you're a Fennec Fox. Dig a den among the rocks. Sleep inside throughout the day. Keep the boiling heat at bay. When the moon and stars come out, then it's hunting time, no doubt. You're a Fennec Fox. Why do the Fennec Foxes have big ears? How do the big ears help them in the desert? What do they use them for? Thorny Devil. Thorny Devil on the sand, soaking up the sun. Little ant goes marching by, you eat him just for fun. Thorny Devil on the sand, why are you so prickly? Some may think you look a fright and run off very quickly. Thorny Devil, watch your back, Falcon Shadow warns. You tuck your head with little dread, who'd eat a bunch of thorns? Thorny Devil on the sand, why are you so prickly? Some may think you look a fright and run off very quickly. It's called Hiss Gila Monster. High atop a desert rock waits the Gila Monster. A hawk flies by and catches his eye. Hiss, Gila Monster. Near a nest of Gamble's quail stalks the Gila Monster. The quail have left their eggs alone. Chomp, Gila Monster. Sprawled beneath a prickly pear lies the Gila Monster. His color's a clue to stay away. Poison Gila Monster. So it looks like the Gila Monster is colored this way to tell predators that he is poisonous. What do you think he is going to eat? Why did he hiss at the hawk? An odd birdie that never could fly. I'm going to read this story and see if you can figure out what the name of that odd birdie is. Have you ever seen one that looked like this before? There is an odd birdie that never could fly. I wonder why the bird cannot fly. Do you know why? There is a fast birdie that runs on strong legs. You can't believe the size of its eggs. It runs on strong legs because it can't fly. I wonder why the bird cannot fly. Do you know why? There is a tall birdie that's bigger than Dad. One kick can knock out a lion, it said. It kicks with strong legs, although it can't fly. I wonder why the bird cannot fly. Do you know why? There is a big birdie that does a cool dance. He hopes the girls will give him a chance. He dances and bows, but still cannot fly. I wonder why the bird cannot fly. Do you know why? This big running birdie an ostrich is he, and flying is simply not his cup of tea. Now you know why the birdie can't fly. He's more of a runner. The camel with two humps. The camel with two humps walks far across the plain. Where the camel lives, there's hardly any rain. When the rain does fall, the camel drinks her fill, and the camel with two humps walks far across the hill. The camel with two humps has a shaggy coat of fur. In the winter snow, she really needs it, brr. In the summer heat, she sheds it off again, and the camel with two humps walks far across the plain. The camel with two humps has lashes long and thick. In the blowing sand, they really do the trick. Lashes long and thick block out the blowing sand, and the camel with two humps walks far across the land. Think about the camel. Why does the camel need all of that fur? When it's summer, what does the camel do with its fur? And what does it need such long eyelashes for? How do the long eyelashes help? I'm a javelina. I'm a javelina, short and stout. Here are my hooves, here is my snout. I will eat a cactus, not a trout. It's a desert life for me, no doubt. I'm a javelina, I love to roam the sands of the west that I call my home. Roaming with my buddies, a herd are we. If coyote prowls, we all will flee. I'm a javelina, I grunt and snort. That's how we talk, it's not for sport. Grunting javelinas, what a sight. We sleep by day and roam at night. What animal does the javelina look kind of like? What do you notice about it? What does it like to eat? When do they sleep and when do they go out? Tarkawara. Tarkawara hops on the desert sand. Eagle tries to catch him if he can. Hop Tarkawara, hop fast as you can. Tarkawara eats what he can find. Bugs or seeds or grass he doesn't mind. Eat Tarkawara, eat what you can find. Tarkawara naps in a den by day. Out of the hot sun he stays away. Sleep Tarkawara, dream the day away. Out in the desert. Out in the desert it's dry and hot, but cactuses grow tall. Without any leaves, they don't seem to need to have them after all. Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, and cactuses have spikes. They get in the way, keep critters at bay. They get too close, it hurts. Yikes! Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, but cactuses are food. To bugs and to birds, and even to herds of bighorn sheep, it's true. Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, and cactuses stand high. They cover the land and hold down the sand and reach up to the sky. I'm going to read that again, this time more slowly, and I want you to think about what you learned about the cactuses. Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, but cactuses grow tall. Without any leaves, they don't seem to need to have them after all. So remember, it's hot and dry, and they don't really need leaves. Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, and cactuses have spikes. They get in the way, keep critters at bay. They get too close, it hurts. Yikes. So it has spikes to keep what? Critters, and critters are animals. Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, but cactuses are food. So I guess they can't keep all critters away. To bugs and to birds, and even to herds of bighorn sheep, it's true. Out in the desert, it's dry and hot, and cactuses stand high. They cover the land and hold down the sand and reach up to the sky. Out here in the desert. Out here in the desert, it's dusty and dry. Life's tough in the desert, and that is no lie. Sometimes in the desert, it's blistering hot, and sometimes it's freezing. I'm kidding you not. If you think the desert is lifeless, you're wrong. There are all sorts of creatures that call it a home. There's snakes, bats, and beetles. There's lizards and birds. There's big hairy spiders and deer found in herds. So if you should go to the desert to roam, be kind to the place that so many call home. So I know when we first thought about the desert, it's easy to think that there aren't a lot of animals that live there. But as you saw in our story, so many animals live in the desert.